Truckin Trucker here. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy it.
All right, we're at Garrick Contract Carriers. Are we in Athol, Massachusetts, or in Gardner, right?
We're in Gardner.
I'm looking at the sign up there.
Yeah, that's an old door. Yeah.
Standing here with Garrett, owner of the company. Right?
Yeah. And my father's president, and
your dad started the company.
Yeah, my father and uncle started in 1977 as D&G Trans, and they ran that up till somewhere in the mid 80s, and then my father had an 81 K100 that got wrecked on the Cross Bronx, 1693, 13 speed, nice truck. Wrecked it, and then kind of went to work for some people driving local. Did dump work around for a while, and then in 91 they started back up as Garrick. It's a conjunction of my name, G-A-R, and my cousin's name, Rick. That's how the name came up. So that's where we got the Garrick from.
Let's walk over here. It's a little quieter.
Yep.
So you rode with your dad as a kid?
Oh, all the time. Every chance I got, every school vacation, every day off. He used to. We had a customer down in Pennsylvania, down near Philly.
Yep.
And I would get out of preschool. My mom would pick me up Friday afternoon and bring me to the exit ramp. And Dad would get off and back up, park there on the side. He had an 81 A model, short hood, 60-inch flat top. And I'd get in the truck with him and we'd run all weekend. You know, run back and forth with bottles, and then I'd go back to school on Monday. And any summer vacation I ever had, any time I could ever spend with him, I did. And I really cherish those moments. You
probably got a better education on the weekends than you did the 5 days you were in school.
I always said I was street smart. I wasn't very book smart. But
join the club.
Yep. So trucking's been in our blood forever. My uncle was a trucker. He worked for Digital, the computer company.
Oh yeah.
And he ran up to Canada twice a week usually. Ran an old Mac forever, and then he became a dispatcher there, and then he was the head charge of the fleet. But I mean, we've always been truckers. My dad started, like I said, in '77. Bought a '69 K100 that had a 335 like mine. 16 speed, same thing, on torsion bar. And I think he leased onto Jones Motor Freight.
Oh, really?
You could tell the story better. But they ran that for a while, kept having head gasket issues. Then they bought a brand new 78 352, 290 Cummins, 10 speed. They ran that for a while. And then he bought a brand new 359 in 1980. And that was a AP92.
Your dad's had some big rides, always.
Yeah, he's had some nice trucks.
It's a nice project you got going here.
Yeah, this one's almost done. This is an 02 W900 studio bunk. Got a 556 NZ, 13 speed,
nice.
355s. This came from Penske, and it was a long-term lease. From what I found, came out of Connecticut. A couple of older gentlemen pulled their antique Porsches and race cars with it. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, it was pretty clean. We buffed it. We just had the vinyl done by a local guy. Put the stripes on it. My friend Dave painted the fenders and everything. Like I said, he helps me out a lot around here. So
they look beautiful.
Yeah, we did the frame over. All new bushings, all new brakes, all new bags, shocks. We go right through them when we start them. Fuel lines, all the little stuff that's going to leave you stranded. We try to do here. But the problem with this truck was the dash was peeling. Like all the paint was
we have that on our 03 Kenworth.
So he just stripped it all. My nephew's been working on it for a little while.
What are you guys doing?
It needs to be cleaned up, but take it all down and it's black underneath.
Oh.
We'll paint the door for the glove box, but the rest of it was all, I mean, the stuff was, you could see it. Look at it all. He's got a vacuum, but I mean, it's just the paint just.
So we were just talking about that with the guy at Metalworks, and he's doing some restoration on a dashboard. He's got some kind of film, something he sprays over it. He says it looks new. So
yeah, we use a lot of different stuff, but we just wanted to get it back to black, and then we can paint it again or whatever. So, but the truck was in great shape. It's got 700,000 miles original. I think 719.
Well, you can't beat this as a company truck. This is great.
The driver that drives the red truck will probably go on this one, and he runs a lot of South Florida, so this will be a nice change for him. A lot more.
He'll be riding in style.
Yeah. We got So I got a factory visor. I got that from a friend. Chris Murdoch gave me that off his Kenworth.
I heard of him.
So yeah, we'll tilt that down, and then we'll put, you know, we already get the glass on the sleeper roof, but we'll put the glass on the roof of the cab. And
turbo wing, old school.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
Try to keep it old school, but keep it, you know, functional. You know, these guys had.
Are these Hodge belts too?
No,
Hogue belts?
Just the braces. I don't know who made these fenders. They were full fenders when I bought the truck, and they had lights in the back.
Yep.
And I cut them in half, and we polished them out. And they've got California hookups on the back. It's got all new wheels, all new tires, new brakes.
You get the cow mats for the mud flaps.
Always the 3/4 cow mats.
Where do you get those?
I buy it out of Pennsylvania. I go down there, visit my friend. I come home from EB's trailer sales, and I come home with like 10 sheets usually. They're in the back of that stainless trailer. So
I like this.
Yeah, this was different, you know, and they had, you know, the electrical hookups here and stuff. We'll put some different lights in it, put some glass back here and stuff, but we try to keep it classy. I don't normally run half fenders because we do so many drop-in hooks. I think this kit will be all right, and as long as they stay in good shape, I'll put stainless ones on it. But, I mean, like I said, they were full fenders. They had 3 lights in the back. They were real vintage early 2000s, and they were kind of wrinkled in the back, so I just cut them and made them half. So, you know, how do you beat that? You got to use what you got. But look at the 5th wheel slider on this truck. It's like
it slides all the way. Yeah. You could put the trailer in the sleeper.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Or you could tow like a detach or anything.
Yeah.
Like I said, you know, we did all new bushings in it and all that kind of stuff. So we try to go right through them.
Rims look beautiful too.
Yeah, brand new Accurides. I buy them in bulk, and you know, just something to dress them up a little bit. You just try to keep the trucks clean. You know, that got new Accurides on the back of that one. Those are still the original wheels on the front. Original tanks. My friend's wife makes the tank covers and stuff, the quilted covers. And, she makes in the Freightliners the little kick panels in front of the passenger seat. Those are always missing, and she makes those for me.
Wow.
Does a lot of neat stuff. She's redoing the seat in the red and white cab over, so. I just bought some door panels from Bobby Resendez. I got the bunk from Bobby too. So got some door panels with him for my extended hood A. Bobby's a good guy.
Oh yeah.
Always horse trained with him.
Him and his dad. Yep. Good family.
Yeah, we like to.
I mean, he grew up the same way you did.
100%.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, he's a little bit older than me, but everybody's kind of the same thing. We all grew up the same. We like to talk about the same things. We spend our time thinking and working.
I don't know. That guy seems to have found a fountain of youth.
Oh,
I don't know.
He does. Bobby looks like he's 30.
Right?
Really
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He's talking about grandkids and stuff.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's awesome.
Good guy. So, well, like I said, I mean, we do everything from our own motors here. Got an engine kit in the box. And we'll do everything. So we just try to keep them running. We buy old trucks and go right through them, and that's the way we found works the best. I've been buying newer trailers. You know, buying a couple brand new trailers a year, try to stay on top of that, but we like the old trucks. You just can't. Yeah, so Dad had bought a brand new 1980 359 8B92, 15 over. I think he said it had 370s. It was a multicolored paint job, came from Consolidated. I think he said it was 62 grand back then. But my uncle was back here working for Digital and kind of running the books and stuff, and he would laugh and he'd say, every time your dad hit the dash with the shifter, he said, I'd have to wire him more money for another ticket, he said. So Dad ran for Curtis swinging meat out of Colorado, and he'd haul it back to the Bronx and, you know, Manhattan and stuff, and then they'd haul booze back west. He did that for a long time. So
I should be talking to your dad.
You should be talking to my brother. You want some good stories.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm going to have to set that up.
I came in too late in the game here, you know. I started driving, you know, in the 2000s, and we try to keep it old school. We got a lot of old trucks, you know, we like to do it that way, but I ran the Midwest for years, and that was my highlight, you know, running there, Texas.
So did you start driving right out of high school?
Yep.
Legally?
Yep. I went to tech school for 9 months for diesel mechanics and stuff. We kind of had already been doing most of the stuff. It was just kind of a review, but it was good to go. You know, it taught me a lot, living on my own, stuff like that. I had a few friends that went. It was out in Blairsville, Pennsylvania, so there's not much out there.
Right.
Out 22, and we'd go back and forth. And, you know, I wrecked a car out there. My dad sent a driver down from Punxsutawney, picked me up.
Punxsutawney.
Yeah, we were on our way home. Lost the clutch on the ride home. You know, first the air dryer froze up, so it was always an adventure. Anything we ever did was trucking. You know, and now I'm older. I got 3 girls myself, and everything we do, any vacation, anything we do revolves around trucks. We're always getting.
It's hard not to.
Yeah. But we all love it. The girls love it. They love riding in the cabovers and stuff. And
when we're going on vacation, I don't let my wife know ahead of time. Right. But she knows somewhere there will be trucks involved.
Yep, yeah. There's always got to be. You got to keep it. You got to keep it authentic. You know what I mean? And that's all we've ever known. And guys like us, we just love it. We eat it up. You know. So it's
all we think about.
Yeah. It's what can we do next? Where are we going next? You know. And actually, my family's going on vacation next week. The girls are, and they're going to North Carolina, all of them, all 4 of them. And I said, well, I'll take a load to Jersey, and you can follow me to Jersey, and I'll bring the girls. They can sleep in the truck. You know what I mean?
Two words for you.
Yeah.
Brad Wykes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. That,
on our way home from a Florida vacation.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go up to Lincolnton, North Carolina. What's there? I don't know.
Yeah.
Here it's nice.
Huh.
Trucks.
You have to check it out.
Trucks.
It's always got to be trucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all the way I grew up. You know, we always maintenance on Saturdays and Sundays and work on them, you know, on the weekend and truck hard all week. That's how it's always been. So.
See, the way you grew up, you were wrenching. You learned it all.
Yeah, I mean, I started young. I can remember, you know, as far back as I can remember, we always had trucks. You know, we lived on a real steep hill. And Dad would bring them home. We'd service them in the driveway. Then we started renting a shop in Phillipston, Mass. for a few years, and then we finally built this place. That was 2005, I think. We built this building, so we've been here a while. We've kind of remodeled a few times, but we've outgrown it. We'd like to put an addition on because
it's a great space.
No, I appreciate it. It's 40 by 60.
Yeah.
But you know, we've got too many trucks, and I hate to leave them sit outside. You know, like the 71 K100 has been sitting out there, and it's just a bummer. You know, so. Like to get them all at least under cover pretty soon here. So.
Can we walk around and see some of your rides here?
Check them
out.
What
do we got right here? There's a Freightliner cabover.
Yeah, it's a 1990 Freightliner cabover.
Looks like a West Coast truck.
Yeah, this came from California. It was on spring. I put it on air. Got a 444 Cummins in it.
Wow.
Yep, 13 speeds. Got 358s now. I did had an aftercooler that cracked on it, and I was running it. I was working this truck. I was the only one to drive it, but the aftercooler cracked, and the coolant coagulated up and blocked the intake port for 5 and 6, so I had to put 2 cylinders in it, and that was right when COVID hit, and it took me months and months and months to get parts for it, and I finally got them from the Greek brothers down at Susquehanna Truck Center in PA, and those guys are phenomenal with this old Cummins stuff, and anything for that matter.
Sure.
So yeah, this one we've redone it a little bit. It had a big headache rack on it. We buffed the paint. It was like a 3-tone gray, blue, and rose, and we painted over it with the maroon, just trying to clean it up.
That headache rack's really cool. Is that like totally custom?
Yeah, this came from
that is so neat. Just take a look at this.
This was a West Coast headache rack. Came on a truck that a guy in Connecticut bought, and then I bought it from him. Had a buddy of mine in New Hampshire weld up the stack.
I love that you can just step right up on it and get it right up there and wax the roof.
The other one was huge. It was like a 3-door Merit. It was just too big. We don't pull flatbed, so.
Yeah.
You know, but this truck is pretty much all original. Got just over 1 million miles. I mean, these frame rails are factory. Like I said, I re-drilled it and put it on air. But I mean, everything on this truck when I took it apart came apart so nice. There's no corrosion. The truck's never seen salt.
It looks beautiful.
It's a neat truck.
Here's the toughest question I'm going to ask you in this interview.
Yeah.
Hodge built or Hogue built?
I say Hodge built. That's how I pronounce it. But
I say Hogue built.
Yeah. Everybody's got their own thing, you know.
But, when I saw them at the Mid-America Truck Show, I think they said it was Hodge built too, so you would be correct.
No, that's the way I've always.
So in a world of conventionals, now back in the day, I'm going to swing over here, and back in the day it was a world of cabovers.
Yep.
Now in a world of conventionals, what is it like to drive a cabover amid all the hoods?
I mean, I love it because they're meant to drive, you know, and that's what I like to do. I don't hang around. I don't sleep very much. I like to truck. So if you're driving them, you know, you got the motor, you're comfortable in the seat, you're great. It's when you go to lay down, you run into problem. You know, your change ends up in the bed, and you know, I mean, I didn't run this one all that far. I took it to Virginia, I think, and a few other places, but I ran it mostly local. I ran in and out of Brooklyn with it a bunch. I put about 100,000 miles on it before the motor came apart, and then when we put it back on the road, I registered it antique. I didn't have anybody to drive it, and I can only drive one myself. So this is a world of difference. Come with me. Come this way.
And I want to peek inside. I've got inside shots in other videos, but just so people for this video can see it. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at these lights. Wow, that's pretty cool. We're gonna hop on up here.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. For anybody who's never been in a cabover, trying to get your pants on and off while laying down is a challenge. But what I learned, and it took me a few years to learn this, is to put them on while you're sitting in the seat. Put the pants on the floor, just pull them up and kind of scooch up.
Yeah. You hate to be an animal. Sometimes if you're only taking a nap, it's easier to sleep with the pants on, you know what I mean? So.
You know what? that is true. I love the old school shifter.
I appreciate that.
That's really cool.
It's a neat truck. It's a lot of fun to drive. Gets a lot of attention, and like I said, it's a 90, so you're coming towards the end of the the cab over.
Yep.
You know, we tried to keep it pretty original. It's got a factory visor on it. I just leaned down a little bit.
Okay.
The bumper's a little bit bigger, but you know,
a nice,
other than that,
nice
we try
flat,
to keep it classy.
Flat doghouse.
Yeah.
Plenty of room on here. Plenty of room.
Just like every Freightliner we've ever owned, it's pretty much got, you know, a stationary seat, non-air ride, and crank windows, but it's the dash is the same as everything. We've had a lot of Freightliners growing up. Yeah. And it just brings you back.
I appreciate that you like Freightliners. I've never driven a bad Freightliner. No. They get a bad rap.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I've driven a lot of great Freightliners. Yeah.
We finally I mean, we threw a lot of them away over the years and wrecked them. You know, scrapped them, I should say. And now we're buying them all back, and we got FLDs running again, and guys don't mind driving them. You know, because if they're cat powered and stuff, people just eat it up. You know. Yeah. But
all right, I'm gonna hop on down.
Yep. Been out in a little while, but
wow, I like what you did with that visor. Boy, it looks custom too.
Yeah, just everybody asks that, but it's just a factory visor. It was actually painted. This one's aluminum, and I just polished it. But you know, the stripe we just painted over what was there. It's kind of the same design it was, and then ran the gold leaf around.
Got a beautiful stance.
Yeah, it's a neat truck for sure.
Is that a Roadworks bumper?
I believe that one is.
Yeah, it's nice. I like the old bingo card.
Yep.
On the bottom there.
I've got a bunch of them that have stickers on them. I didn't have any with early 90s. Everything I have is 70s like that one, you know. But this is a world of a difference for being a cab over. This is a 71.
71, okay.
No power steering, but it's got air assist.
Yeah.
This has got a 335 Cummins with a 16 speed. So it's a mated box, one shifter, 5 positions, including a neutral. So it gets a little tricky to drive.
Wait,
you
what?
Gotta remember,
I couldn't drive this.
Yeah, they still run them in Australia, but it's just driving that 90 and then driving this is a world of a difference. So the seat's out of it. My friend of mine's wife's redoing it, doing a beautiful job. But it's, like I said, it's a 16 speed, so it's one transmission. Yeah. But they basically call it a 4x4.
Is it kind of like a Mach 12 speed?
Yeah, kind of similar, you know. So it's this is a neat truck. Bought this. Had been through a couple of people, but never anybody had done anything to it. And I bought it in 2012 maybe, and I was on Facebook back then and stuff, and just happened to Google the name, and a woman popped up, and I messaged her, and about a year later she messaged me back, and she said that was her father's truck. So she sent me all the paperwork, original bill of sale. I have the tag that hung on the 8-track. I have all the custom Cummins paperwork because I had a bigger turbo on it from the dealer. I have everything for this truck. I have everything from the brochure when he walked in the dealership and they wrote down that the truck was $38,000 and it was $536 a month for, you know, I have everything for this truck. So he started to restore it, I think in the early 90s, 91, 92, and I think he got it done about 93. He had painted it. It was real rough. Same design though. And he took the torsion bar off, put it on 8-bag, and then he never drove it. As far as I remember, he never drove it, and he passed away. So I started restoring it. We tried to keep it as original as possible. Put it on. I had tube type tires and, you know, Dayton's and stuff. So we changed all that over, and I tried to keep it as original as possible. And I showed her a bunch of pictures, and she was young. She was like 40 years old, and then unfortunately she passed away.
Oh my God!
We got to see it almost done, but yeah, she passed from breast cancer. So that was a real bummer. But she was such a nice woman. She sent me everything, and this is a neat truck. People get a kick out of it.
Gorgeous, just gorgeous.
This was
with the straight pipes.
Yep. 5-inch straight.
Is that step factory or is that like a custom?
So the models back in the day, I think they were AMT models. They were the only other ones that I've ever seen that had that same step. It was a very rare option. Most of them had a ladder. And I had to have a friend rebuild them for me. You know, he welded them all up back then, and I had to find a new air cleaner. The tanks are factory.
These are factory tanks.
Yep.
Those are interesting. I like this design.
Yeah, that's early 70s. Because I have a 73 Outback A model, and that's got a different fuel tank design on it. So.
And what are we hooked to here?
This is an 83 American. Got a carrier unit on it.
Nice.
It was wired up to run plugged in. You know, not a diesel-powered unit. So it doesn't have a tank. But I bought this from a friend. He painted the unit red. I went to his house for vacation, and I hooked to it, and I said, you know, I'm never dropping this. It's coming home with me. So we made a deal on it, and I had an Aero 1 sleeper, and I traded him off some stuff. So, but it just looks right hooked to it, you know. This truck actually pulled an outside rail flatbed its whole life. The guy bought it in Iowa. moved to the West Coast, then moved back here. I think he was from Somerville or Wilmington, somewhere in that area. And she said her whole life she remembers riding in this truck with her dad. So it runs good. It's a neat truck. Gets a lot of looks. It's not super comfortable to drive. I've taken it to Pennsylvania to a few shows and stuff. And now I know why my father's kidneys are so bad from bouncing around in these things. It's got no shocks on the front axle, no brakes.
Well, there's no hope for you because you got old school diesel running through your veins. Yeah. I like those low pro tires. Yeah. Wow.
Low pro. We put it on low pro 24s just to update it a little bit, keep it a little safer. But I took the tires off the back. They were 1020s, and I had a guy from Texas come all the way up to buy them.
1970, Washington State, Idaho, and Arizona. That's so cool.
Put bus glass in it, put glass on it. Just to class it up a little bit.
Yeah. What a beauty. Jeez.
Kind of keep it tucked away over here on this side so nothing happens to it.
Yep. It's beautiful. So we got a beautiful lineup of classic Freightliners.
All dirty from working hard all week, but that's typically what we like to run, you know. The newest is 07, and we go back to, we built this as a glider in 2003. This was cat powered. It was a powered glider with brand new 5EK Caterpillar in it. And this has been a darn good truck. This one's a 98. The driver keeps this one super clean. Runs a lot of South Florida with it. He'll be getting into that Kenworth when that gets done, just for a little bit more room. But
you're saving all the classics.
Yeah, we're trying.
I think you're the only one.
I keep trying to buy them. I know that one down there is a 2000. Got a 2WS in it. Good running truck. That one's going to be coming in for paint. We painted that blue one, and then we'll probably get to this one eventually. That 4-1's had a rough life. She's been on fire and totaled out more than once, but still gets the job done. You know,
you guys looking for drivers?
Yeah, always looking for drivers. You know, we run a lot of regional stuff. We do a lot of beer, a lot of plastic, windshield wash. We run from Massachusetts, you know, northern Maine, but a lot of our stuff goes down to Long Island, New York, New Jersey. We've got right now we're running 8 trucks every day, and we got 40 trailers. So. But yeah, we just did this one over not that long ago. That's a 92 FLD.
Wow.
That came from a friend of mine in Pennsylvania. That one's got a Detroit in it, which I'm not a Detroit guy, so when that let's go, we'll put a cat in it. But this is a neat truck, you know. He had put a hood on it and had it painted, and I had a guy match the stripes on the hood and vinyl, and all that's obviously paint, so he did a darn good job matching it.
What a beautiful truck, man. I used to call these the Darth Vader helmet sleepers.
We love them. They're made by Able Body. So this has got one. The red truck's got a different style Able Body on it. I've got a couple of them for parts, but they're neat. There's a ton of room inside. They got bunk beds and all sorts of room. But you know, we just cleaned this one up. We did the glass on the roof and buffed the paint out. I changed the lights on the side, put a bumper. But you know, this one got everything from kingpins, wheel bearings, wheel seals. I mean, new brake chambers. We go right through them. This one got all new wires. Wiper motor. All new wiper linkages, you know, new starter, new injectors, new ECM. We try to go right through them, even though we're running older trucks. We try to do them right. You know, the doors get taken apart, they get dynamated. We do new latches, new locks, everything. You try to keep down the rattles and stuff, and guys don't mind running older trucks. So, you know, I really tried to keep the original wheels on this truck because I love that style Freightliner wheel, and they are hard to find.
Oh yeah, wow.
So, but
can I take a peek inside?
Absolutely. Yep.
I love the front end too with the keep on trucking. It's everything's just old school. You love it, yeah. You're keeping up with it.
Trying to wash them even in the rain because you know next week will be fairly good.
Yeah, nice.
We got worked hard this week. I got a part timer that runs it. The guy's 84, and he absolutely loves the truck. He's very
smells good in here.
Yeah.
Got nice seats. Oh yeah, it's a nice bunk.
There's plenty of room in there.
Oh yeah. It's nice and neat in here. Oh, got all the chrome on the dash.
We try to doll them up a bit and keep them all matching, put the anti-glares in the windshield and stuff, you know.
Oh yeah,
keep old school.
That's old school right there, yeah. Love this. Love the old...
All the trinkets.
Yeah, Rockwood switches and
Gotta have all the
13 speed.
The problem with this is I can't find the amber jeweled extensions in a short extension, because if you put a long extension on a Freightliner, they break instantly. The guys snap them off. So we try to run the short extensions on all our trucks, and I just haven't been able to find the amber jeweled ones. But
I love that you actually care to do that. Yeah,
we try. The
That's
drivers
awesome.
love when you clean them up. You know, most guys anyways, but we try to clean them up, and the guys don't mind driving them. Our guys work hard. You know, we've got a lot of the same people have been here for a long time, so you try to retain the drivers and treat them. I've had a lot of people say that they've never worked for anybody like me because I do care, you know, and a lot of guys just don't want to be a number anymore. They want to be able to pick up the phone in the middle of the night if there's a problem, and they get me. So
are you a good guy to work for?
I try.
Are you a yeller?
No, never. No, we had a truck get wrecked this week. I never raised my voice. It's not in my nature. My father taught me that. He's probably the calmest man I've ever met in my life. It's taken me a long time to get here. I was very excitable in my you know, early, mid, late 20s. I've calmed down. With 3 kids. You got to kind of just mellow out, you know.
Yeah. They'll tire you out. Tire you out too.
Yeah.
So you're a fair guy to work for. You demand a lot, right? I mean,
Keep the truck fairly clean. You know, we wash them ourselves and stuff. I mean, a couple of the guys, the gentleman that runs the red truck, he washes it himself all the time. But you know, we don't run new equipment, but we try to keep it looking good. The maintenance is number one. We always keep them maintained well, so we don't have any issues. You know, you don't want to get pulled over and have an issue put out of service. So you can run old equipment, but it takes a lot of work to do it.
Aerodyne bunk here.
Yeah, A1 for an A model too. So an old style one.
Now this truck doesn't look factory the way it's sitting right now.
No, this is the one that got wrecked this week.
Oh man,
it's a tough bout. You know, this is an 07 with a twin turbo cat in it. You know, motor been done, new tires, new brakes, bunch of stuff. Wasn't the prettiest looking truck, but she made.
Is it an old Werner truck?
Yes, yeah, it was. But it's been a darn good truck for us. We probably had it almost 10 years, and it got wrecked and wrecked the trailer too. So we'll probably either pull the motor out and repower something else, or we'll cab swap it. I've got basically my own little junkyard out back I've collected over the years. This FLC is an 88 that we've been redoing.
Where'd that come from?
That came out of, well, it says Walpole on the fuel tanks, but I bought it from a guy in Charlton.
That's sweet.
You know, all hub pilot wheels, new hubs, new brakes, S-cams. We had it stripped down to paint it, and then we kind of had to get it out of the bay so we could free that up. This is a 74 A model that is a local truck, was bought out of Pennsylvania, but it's been basically local to Central Mass its whole life. Ken Bouchard owned the truck. Before that, another gentleman owned it, and my father drove it for him back in the early 80s, hauling auto parts from Detroit to Framingham when they had the jam plant out there. It was two-tone green before, and then when Ken got it, he repainted it. He had I think it was his brother-in-law that helped him repaint it. And then he was leased onto us when I was a kid. So I remember this truck when it was fresh paint. I mean, we're talking like 92, 93, and it was immaculate, and I just loved it. The flywheel came loose out in Kansas, I think it was. My dad went out and got him with a Landau and towed it home. They fixed it. It pulled his race car trailers, then it came loose again, and it's got an 8B71 in this one, 13-speed. 370s, but it's on torsion bar. But this is one that I can't wait to get to. I've also got an extended hood A model that's all in pieces that I'm working on. That I'll run. This will just be a toy. We just try to save them. This truck's been around a long time, and fun fact that I wanted this truck, and I didn't think he'd ever sell it. So I bought the K100, the red and white one. And about 6 months later, he called, and I had just bought that. I was 21 years old, and I was trucking full time, and he let me make payments on it. He let me make payments till it was paid for, you know, and I can't wait to do it and show them what we can do with it, you know, clean it back up.
Now what do we got back here?
That's my Pete that I've had forever. That's an 04. Got a single turbo MBN catnet, 13-speed, 370s on low leaf. I personally put over 1 million miles on this truck. It's got 1.4 million on it now.
So that's your daily driver usually?
Yeah, that's the one that I like to run. I don't really let anybody else run it. She's getting tired though. It's factory paint. I put fenders and, you know, it's got 359 headlights and stuff. But
is that visor upside down?
No, that's the way I had RLK build that one quite a bit ago. We took the horns off the roof, put glass, and I usually leave it hooked to that trailer. I think the last long run I did with that, I went down to South Texas, down to Pharr, Texas, next to McAllen.
PHAR. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, way down there. Loaded out of Laredo to come back. But it's been a couple years. I'm busy now in the office and stuff, but you know, I bought this spread axle somewhere, and I just had to have it. It was, I think it's a 94 Wabash, but it had stainless doors and a stainless nose, and it was a spread on 24 talls. Had to have it. I pulled some loads down to North Carolina with that and stuff. That was a long time ago, but you know, anything that's shiny just catches your eye. You got to have it. But this has been a darn good truck. I mean, you can take a peek in this one.
Sure.
It's been sitting here a while, so I'm sure I've got stuff. I know there's a wiring harness on the passenger
All right, well, we're gonna ignore that.
Yeah.
We're not judging.
Got the mouse traps in there,
nice.
make sure nothing gets in there, but it's all all factory, and try to keep it old school, you know.
Totally cool, man. Smells good. That's nice.
Gotta always have the towels on the doors and stuff. And
what is that?
Just for cleaning your hands.
Yeah.
You can't be one of those guys that gets the wheel all grubby.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody wants that. So this truck has been through a couple different phases. I hate to say it, but it had 8-inch pipes on it at one point. It had a big painted visor on it, and my father, when I was doing that, you know, when I was younger, and he's like, you got to just keep it classy. And of course, you know, being young, you got to learn everything the hard way. And then I changed it all back over and got it looking, you know, like it should. And should have just done that the first time, he says. So, you know, you got to learn it the hard way. But
I'm sure your dad's proud of you.
Yeah, I don't know. Some days maybe, but yeah, he's got a lot of stories. He'd be a good one to interview.
I'll have to meet up with him again. I love your dad.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Do you still enjoy getting behind the wheel and just getting out of here?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy driving for sure. You know, I mean, right now we're so busy that I run a lot of Long Island, like I say, and a lot of Jersey and stuff. I don't ever get to stretch my legs like I used to, but you got to be around here because if anything comes apart, I got to be the guy here to fix it. You know, I've got some friends that help and stuff. A guy that does all my paint work, and he helps with the maintenance, and my nephew washes trucks. So my sister runs the office, and my dad's still involved. He likes to run and get parts, but it's a family affair. It always has been. My uncle's passed on a couple years ago, unfortunately, but he was a big part of the business. He did all the you know, insurance stuff. He did all the driver files and all that kind of permits, everything like that. So it kind of fell down on me now, so I get to do all that along with driving. I do all the dispatching, and I mean, we do everything here from rebuilding our own motors to frame rails, whatever it needs, we do it. So it's a full-time gig. I got, like I said, 3 young girls at home, and so you try to be everywhere all at once. It's tough, but I wouldn't trade this for anything.
You got a lot on your plate, taking care of your customers. You've probably built up some good relationships.
I have the same customers for 25 years. We've never gone out and solicited work. It's always come to us, really, which is kind of neat.
That's a testament to you. Yeah, that's great.
It's the company name. We're not always the cheapest, but you know, we always get it done timely and
it's about
safely.
service.
Yeah,
about service. Yeah,
right. No,
it's going the extra mile.
Yeah, we always try to.
And if it means that you got to go out on Sunday, you got to go out on Sunday.
You got to do what you got to do. That's our
Truckin'.
motto. Whatever it takes to get it done. We've always been those type of people. We had trucks on dedicated runs for years that would go from Lawrence to Nazareth, PA, or something, you know, and never once missed a load on anything. Had motors blow up in the middle of the night, towed trucks out, still made the deliveries. Whatever it takes is what our motto's always been, and that's what we've kind of lived by, and it's gave us a good reputation, you know, and you can be proud of it. Nothing's ever come easy, but it's come honest. So
hey, you've said it all.
I try.
Well, I appreciate you showing me around and checking out your rides. I always wanted to stop by and get a closer look.
Absolutely. There's you know, motors in that trailer. There was a 359 in this trailer to about a week ago when I sold it. That stainless.
I don't tell all your secrets. I don't know how security is around here.
The stainless trailer up front's got an A model in it. We collect all sorts of stuff. Big into hot rods too, tri-pipe Chevys. We got a 57 Chevy and a Grand National in that trailer, and different, you know, pieces of disarray, but we collect it all.
That's pretty cool. I like that FLC. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, that's going to be our tow truck. I've got a fifth wheel mounted tow unit.
How's the interior?
We just there's actually a couple videos on our YouTube channel where my friend Dave.
You have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, we do have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, give it a plug.
GCC Garage. So
all right.
We haven't made a ton of videos, but I had a friend of mine that does all the paint work and stuff. He did the he did the interior over. It's all in the bunk. So we didn't put it in yet, but it's got a brand new seat and
nice
blue glitter wheel. I mean, this truck was neat. That really is what sold me on the whole truck. It's hard to find those glitter wheels, so. But this one will come back in and get all gone through. We don't ever
like
put
the
anything
custom
on the road.
cup holder there above the ashtray.
It must have come out of a camper or something.
Oh my God! How many times do you hit that with a gear shift?
Yeah. This has got a 15 over and a B model. It's a white B model, so yeah, somebody had swapped that over the years. But it's a neat truck.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at this Kenworth real quick.
Yeah, I don't know that door will open on this one.
I'll just climb up on the side and take a peek.
If you can jump that high.
What are you saying? I got short legs?
No, it's true. It's a mile off the ground.
It is.
a neat old
I like
truck.
the step, so it opens up and flips up.
Yep, toolbox in there. There's actually a lubrifinder on this side.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. What color are you gonna paint this?
Probably red or white and blue, I should say. So the A model my dad had growing up was an 80. Rick Sousa had one that was a twin. They bought them, I think 81, excuse me. Bought them both in 81. Rick's had the little bunk. My dad's had the 60-inch bunk. He bought it. He was like the third owner anyways. But Rick's got pictures of his, and it's just, that paint scheme is burned into my mind forever. And I want to do one just like that. I'm an earth tone kind of guy. I like browns and maroons and golds.
I love browns.
Yeah, so I think the extended hood A that I build, I'll paint that way, but this one will go white and blue. So, but I mean, it's just, you know,
if we can make a movie out of your memories, that'd be amazing.
Like I said, my father's the guy that's got all the good stories. So I came in a little too late, but I've been in a truck since I was in a car seat, same as my kids, and it's all I've ever wanted to do. It's all I've ever known. It's given me everything in my life, you know, to be proud of. I, you know, bought a house, raised a family, so
you made an honest living.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can you ask for?
No, it doesn't come easy, but you can get it honest this way.
I mean, you work your ass off to get it.
Sure try.
But you can feel good at the end of the day about it.
Yep, tired but good.
Tired, yeah. Well, all right, man. I appreciate you talking to me here.
It, Mike. Yeah,
it was really great having the grand tour there.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Cleaned up, and then maybe you can come back again someday. We did a truck show a couple years ago, and we want to do it again, but we were working on our yard this year. We finally got that done, so we got some more space here, and we'll try to do
That'll be fun,
another truck show and have you back out.
Absolutely.